Everyone wants to drive electric. Everyone wants to ride electric. Is this for the drivers, or ultimately is this for the riders?
Yes. Good morning. First, Uber wants to lead the rideshare industry to an all-electric, zero-emission future. How are we going to do that? We made a pledge to reach 100% of rides in EVs and micromobility by 2030 in the US, Canada, and Europe, and everywhere we operate globally by 2040. How do we do that? Working with drivers, helping them make the switch, working with consumers, make it easy, push a button, get a clean ride, and finally, transparency, because we need accountability and we know that we don't just earn it. This play is all about helping drivers, meeting drivers where they're at. When we talk to drivers, they say their top two concerns are the EV cost and EV charging. That's why this deal is so important. We're making deals like this with energy companies around the world. This deal with BP Pulse helps make it so that we can reach more drivers where they are, and many drivers today are at the pump.
So on that point, a lot of drivers watch this program. So we asked them, what's holding you back from electrifying? These are the results. You can see them on the screen over there. Cost of EVs, 50% of respondents. Lack of charging, 43%. In San Francisco, it's pretty easy to get an electrified ride. Other cities, it's not. Do actually drivers need a bit more financial help than just offering the infrastructure?
This corroborates with what we hear from drivers as well, these top barriers. For us, it's finding ways to leverage our marketplace, to leverage our scale, to find new ways to bring tools for drivers, supply for drivers through partnerships, and new innovations to make it easier to find the charging. For instance, just this week, we expanded Comfort Electric. Comfort Electric is a push-a-button, get an EV, and not just an EV. You can get a premium EV, a Tesla, a Pulsar, a Ford Mach-E. These are vehicles people want as EVs, but they're also cars that people want to be in.
Let's think about this holistically. What percentage of the total rideshare fleet in the US or globally is currently electric?
Last year, we quadrupled the number of active drivers who are using EVs on Uber in the US, Canada, and Europe to 40,000. We're operating the largest all-electric ride-hail fleet outside of China. It's very exciting. In the U.S., we're seeing drivers switch to EVs 5 to 8 times faster than the general population if you compare it to, say, EV registrations. And what we're seeing is that drivers on Uber, in some markets like California, and some markets like London, are going even faster, 10%, 15% of miles served.
So let's throw this forward. I don't think any money changed hands between Uber and BP on this transaction. Money. What is your dollar commitment to driving this initiative?
Uber's made a commitment to make $800 million in total resources available to drivers to help make the switch. We talked about it at the beginning, right? Drivers face a financial hurdle to get into EVs. So we've made a commitment to $800 million to make it available to drivers by 2025 to help hundreds of thousands make the switch. In the U.S., that takes the form of a $1 per trip incentive from Uber. This agreement with BP creates a global framework where we can create local bespoke offerings that meet drivers where they're at and tailor to the local market conditions.